So we were literally in the car for like 16 hours yesterday. This is not coffee, by the way. That is literal shots of espresso in a coffee cup. You guys ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any question here, Mike?
I'm always ready. So one of my concerns is that people will think that you'll bring something like Neon into your agency and then it'll just instantly make your life better.
Yeah.
But certainly one of the things that validates we've got a good group of people is I'm down there at Alliance talking to their whole group, right? One of the top producers, and Brian and Cecilia and Christopher and Chris looks around at everybody. He's like, we won't grow for a year. And Brian's face just turned white. He's like, excuse me? And he's like, I think we could just generally expect to, have a little bit of a transition period and then get back, to it. So.
Wait, is that this Christopher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably the reality. If you switch how you operate everything, you're going to take a pause.
Sure.
I think we paused for a year. You helped me see that, well, hold on, if we do this together, I can already tell you some of the things not to mistake.
Oh, yeah.
We can shorten that to 9 months. Maybe if all 13 of us are pulling our weight, we shorten it to 3 months. But it's going to be a heavy lift. It's not a turn on, and
please turn second left.
I do expect to start Neon and see some massive growth in my agency. I just think the growth is going to be a curve, right?
Well, it's funny.
Incremental first and then exponential.
So we're a year in, and in year one, without changing any people, without changing the customers, just changing the workflow, and then how we work, our retention, our goal was to get a 92% retention, and we're at 93.6. That's a 1.6. For me, that's 33K net.
That's a huge amount of money.
And we didn't change the people. We just changed the process.
I see myself in you guys, especially in Kurt, 30 years ago, because we're going from filing cabinets and no automation to bringing in the first PC and using a workstation and a terminal from Grange, and changing all that and changing our processes and changing our procedures. I was so excited about that, to do that, to get that done. And I see the excitement in Kurt's eyes and what he's wanting to do, and it's the next generation of what has to happen. And if it doesn't happen, we're all just going to die. So I'm hoping I got enough life left in me to, stay up with you guys. So I'm excited.
Damn.
Good deep.
I'm really glad I hit record.
I got goosebumps. I was just going to say this.
So what are we listening to?
Childers. Getting ready for an appointment with the farm agent.
Woohoo!
Yep, setting the stage.
So Carrier wanted us to come out and meet these guys, see if they were a good fit for Neon. Let's go see.
So we have grown, all of us have grown up in the world of servers, right? These boxes and everything lived in those boxes. Well, at the same time now, this new stuff, this platform stuff where everything can live up in the cloud and you can move it and own it and do whatever you want, it now makes us capable of designing and building the systems that we actually want. which is crazy because our whole life as insurance agencies, it's been like, here's your choices of the things we built for you. You live with it, and whatever it can do, now you build a business on top of it. And we have. And you've been probably more successful than most. But as the consumer's ability to make decisions has become more powerful than the systems that are running our agencies, we're now at a huge liability. The customer with a cell phone has more power than what's running Payne and Brown right now, if you can believe that. I mean, it really does. And we've done nothing to evolve, and so we've been building that system.
I, in my own agency, am facing a little bit of a retention issue right now, just my personal problem. So my current fix for that is, you know what, I'm going to call every customer that's renewing in 60 days. That's what I'm going to make my staff do. We've never done that, not in the 15 years I've had on the agency. Because that's what people say, that'll improve your retention. Be proactive, touch them, whatnot. If we take the data from all of us and we know how a $450,000 house with 2 Chevys interacts, and if they've called the agency in a certain amount of time, or they've got such and such discount, or they liked us on social, or whatever the case may be, Seth made just a light bulb statement to me the other day. Why are you going to call them all? Why don't you just call the ones that are in danger of leaving? If you only have the resources to call a certain few, well, the data that Neon can provide from, or the insights that it can provide from the shared data, will tell me and you that. I got 180 renewing in 60 days. 15 of them are probably going to leave. Those are the 15 I'm going to call first. Those are the ones I want to touch first. And all these data points, whether it's ELDs or social interactions, or because they have this discount, or because you have their cell phone number, or whatever it might be, that stuff matters and can change the profit in the business significantly.
A lot of what you're speaking of is all stuff that we have talked about over the past, year and a half, and it's like we want it. Like, we're hungry for it. We just don't know how to get there, and we don't, we need something like this to be able to help us and work together.
I said you couldn't have convinced me 10 years ago that I would be standing right here if you had Jesus Christ himself try to convince me.
You mean like in this parking lot?
Yeah, on this journey of talking to Ohio Mutual about this Neon project, and with the people and with these guys and gals, and the trip has been crazy.
Boom. Project Neon.
Hey Seth, how you doing?
Hey, Sid. Nice to meet
I've met you vicariously.
Oh, sweet.
Nice to meet you.
Sid.
Mark Russell, nice to meet you in
very
person.
nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Dave.
Sid,
Sid, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Back in Minnesota. And back to getting 8 hours of sleep again. Yes. I would have recorded this last bit in Ohio, but by the 5th day of 16 hours running on 6 hours of sleep, I was toast. I was pretty much toast. Having said that, it was totally epic. If you want to get to know people, man, you sit in the car with them for hours on end and just see what they say. So as you guys saw, we visited Carrier and another pilot agency. And I want to give some context to those meetings and why they're so important for us. To do that, we got to back it up, like way back it up. Okay, 30,000 foot view goal of Neon is not to build a widget or to sell the most widgets or to build a widget factory that's basically an empire. It's to solve a problem. Might be like, Sid, what problem are you talking about? Everything is great in the insurance industry. I don't have any problems. Okay, whether you admit it or not, the expectations of insurance consumers has already been set by not you, by Amazon, by Facebook, they know their consumers so well that they can be proactive in their experience, not reactive. to compete, we have to be at least somewhat close to that level. Now you might be thinking, but Sid, I have duct taped together the best solution to this problem. You wouldn't even believe. I got this tool, plugs into this one over here, and then there's this one, but he doesn't talk to this one, but I think he plugs into this one. Then there's this whole system over here, and he doesn't really talk to anybody over here. Or you have basically an army in your office doing an incredible amount of manual work. And if either one of those is the case, then my next question will be, great, so what are the margins that you're getting? Because I guarantee you the Amazons, Googles, and Facebooks of the world are giving their consumers the best experience, and because of that, not in spite of it, they're widening their margins. This is why this problem is, and I know it's complex and weird, but this is why we are building Neon. Because independent agents should have the same technological capabilities that other players in the business world have so that they can compete and, in doing so, improve their margins and grow their business. If, this is the big two-letter word, if they use it. This is why we want partners and not customers. Customers buy widgets. Partners help solve problems. Customers think, ooh, new tool? What new features will this have for me? Partners think, how can I help improve the ecosystem to provide a better experience for my clients? And because of that, grow my business. In concrete terms, by the end of 2020, by the end of next year, we only want 35 more agents and 4 more carriers on Neon. That's it. 35 agents, 4 carriers. Partially because we realize that technology can be murdered during the early adoption phase, but more than that, because we want to be so careful choosing agents and carriers who are the best fit. The people on the other end of this platform have to care about the technology, have to use it, have to understand it, have to live it every day, because it's only when they do that they'll find success, which is why we don't want customers. We want partners. Hey, little voodoo child, you